Collector Johnny Sorensen, he's the man with the plan. Got toys stacked high from the floor to the fan. Every Monday night, it's free choice time. Pop culture and laughs, it's all on the line. Got action figures, comics, and some other bullshit too. You never know what he's gonna do. It's free choice Monday, let's see what he's got. Toys, pop culture, and other wild shots. Let's have some fun, we're gonna unwind. Johnny's got the goods, and we're feeling just fine. He's got rare collectibles, the ones that shine. From retro to modern, it's a collector's shrine. TV shows and movies, they're all in the mix. Pop culture, trivia, Johnny's got the tricks. And when it's showtime, you know it's the best. With toys and tunes, there ain't no contest. It's free choice Monday, let's see what he's got. Toys, pop culture, and other wild shots. Let's have some fun, we're gonna unwind. Johnny's got the goods, and we're feeling just fine. He's got rare collectibles, the ones that shine. From retro to modern, it's a collector's shrine. TV shows and movies, they're all in the mix. Pop culture, trivia, Johnny's got the tricks. And when it's showtime, you know it's the best. With toys and tunes, there ain't no contest. He's got rare collectibles, the ones that shine. From retro to modern, it's a collector's shrine. TV shows and movies, they're all in the mix. Pop culture, trivia, Johnny's got the tricks. And when it's showtime, you know it's the best. With toys and tunes, there ain't no contest. Select your favorite figure, and let's take a ride through the aisles of nostalgia, where memories hide. We'll talk about the good stuff, and maybe some bad. But with Johnny at the wheel, it's the best time we've had. Collector Johnny Sorensen, you keep us in the know. With toys, pop culture, and that Monday night glow. So here's to the fun, and here's to the show. Let's keep on collecting and let the good times flow. Collector Johnny Sorensen, you keep us in the know. With toys, pop culture, and that Monday night glow. So here's to the fun, and here's to the show. Let's keep on collecting and let the good times flow.
Supposed to automatically take the mute thing off, and it didn't do it for me again. It's 2 weeks in a row. It's Monday. It wouldn't be Monday without some kind of gaff or foible. Monday, of course, comes after Sunday out at the Speedway. Phil's old news like fish and chip paper. That's wild. Fish and chips is that's like the pride of the New Zealand food. It's my favourite meal. Had the joy yesterday of getting to meet Zazel, or the Zazinator, as I sometimes call him, from Zazel's Clubhouse in person in Perth. We met in Northbridge, and another great bloke, another collector dude, Sonny, also came down. We hung out and we had some couple of drinks, had some lunch. Zazel was very naughty and bloody paid for the food, so next time around it's on me. Monday, bloody Monday. Monday Night Raw. No, there's no Monday Night Raw happening around here. I mean, it still exists. You can watch that, but I'm usually watching the old stuff. Got that guy in last week or so. I watched HBK. Got him on the swapped out the disc wrestlers. I got Sherry on there. I got Punk and Drew on the disc now. Hey, nothing like a mad Scotsman. Hey, hello to Boba Hicks. What a hangout must have been. Yeah, it was a good day, man. We went to Northbridge, which is like right next. That's like central Perth. Like you got the station and the city on one side, and then the other side of the train is the Northbridge suburb. So yeah, we hung out a good few hours there, and I think Zazel. I managed to dodge the rain, but I think Zazel got caught in it going this way back because it really came down the afternoon. It was like there was a real torrent of rain. I saw. I went on a train on the way back to Fremantle when I saw all the ocean, the wind just wild, man. It was wild coming up. First rounds was on me. Sounds like some kind of line in a western. It's double meaning there. It could be a drink, could be a bullet. First round. Boba Hicks is where he's probably hiding in the closet from all those aliens that live in his collection room, because there's a lot of aliens and Terminators and Robocops in there, so he's probably ducking for cover. Fight or flight response may have kicked in, but later on he'll probably crawl out of safety, maybe get a flamethrower, something like that, and keep going. Did not beat the rain, yeah, because you had a longer. Well, I had longer to travel, but you were longer on foot, whereas I was on the train, and I was like, looking at all the suckers ducking and out, going, I'm sitting pretty in this nice train. I'm nice and warm and dry, and all the times I've been soaked though, walking in the rain in the Victoria and walking around New Zealand, like it's in the thousands. So I know what it feels like. Kiwi and Aussie and German walk into a bar. That's it. That's exactly how it went. But yeah, so Monday just to hang out, maybe half an hour, 40 minutes, so not too long. I'll go too slow at one end, and then I'll speed up and be like, all right, we got to round this up. So I'll show off a couple of Don't You Go Out in the Rain, Go Out in Pouring Rain, yeah, the old Kiwi song. So a bit of a community service notice here. The Crooked Turtle Gang is still on the large. It's been more than 30 years. I did mention them a few months back, but unfortunately there's been no new leads. They're still out there, still robbing banks. You think you'd better see them coming. They are dressed like crooked Ninja Turtles, but if you have seen them, if you know their location, please call the number on your screen. It's 1-800-876-5353. Robert Stack is standing by, waiting for your call. He has got time to solve that mystery, so please do call if you've seen these guys out there anywhere. They might look happy and fun, but they can be dangerous. They are armed. They do know bad karate, like not good karate from Karate Kid. They know bad karate. They learn probably from the VHS rental store or something like that. So other news just around the globe: shooting delays and upcoming Superman Godzilla films been put on hiatus. They're just enjoying a bit of a coffee break there. Godzilla, and of course his stunt double Superman just hanging out, a bit of a coffee in between. But yeah, that movie's unfortunately on hiatus, but it was probably going to be a garbage movie, so hopefully they'll scrap it all together. We don't need to see this movie. And a couple of quick memes, and then I'm going to show off some toys I've picked up in the last toys and comics came in the last week or so. Bit of math here. If you take the Office and Turtles, Date Mike plus Sewer Surfing Mike equals Sewer Date Mike. It's like, and I think I mixed up Prison Mike with Date Mike there. I think that's actually Prison Mike, but it's one of them. But you get the idea. And I had to reuse this one from the She-Ra show a few weeks ago. You wouldn't steal a baby. You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't pirate a movie. All those like horrible DVD UK anti-piracy ads. been around for a long time on DVDs. Still see him now when I'm rewatching wrestling and such. He can't deal with that now. There's no time. I don't have time to save the universe on Planet Matrix and Unicron's going to get everybody. Hey, Kiwi. Another Kiwi brother from another mother. So be careful around here. Get too many of these Kiwis together. We'll start outnumbering some of these bloody Australians and Americans and Irish and who knows what else. Another little meme here. I was going through some of the older ones. I wanted to use this one again. It's Never Marry a Mermaid. Like the ladies like, Skeletor, after you wash the dishes, why don't you tell me about all your past failed evil plans? And he's like, curse you, Marlena. Sometimes I doubt your commitment to evil. Why don't you go and just fuck all the way off? Don't marry a mermaid. That was the episode that possibly never aired in the original Masters cartoon. You might have missed that one. Might have been a deleted scene. And Skeletor also had a brief song, kind of off the back of the Kermit the Frog one. It's not easy being green, not easy being mean. Having to scare the masses and plot evil schemes, constantly dealing with He-Man's dreams. It's not easy being the villain of the land with the bone face and a terrifying hand. It's definitely not easy being mean, but someone's got to do it. So we're happy that Skeletor's out there doing it for the put the effort in for all the evil folks in the world. Got some flags here. Yes, video rentals. I've got some faces so distorted that they've fallen sideways, popping onto the floor. Us Kiwis are going to rule the world, and that's right. We already rule the world, and I don't really follow sports, but we already kind of rule the world in sports, even though it's a tiny little nation. Put away your bonus, Skeletor. If you can't grab the world, at least grab a slice of heaven. That's right, but a Dave Dobbin. So, last nonsense meme before I get onto some whole stuff. There's this thing, I keep running across this thing called Scrub Daddy, and it's like, I think it was in Bunnings, there was a big box of them, and then Reject Shop, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And it's just some kind of sponge for cleaning the dishes, but the little face and the fact that it's called Scrub Daddy, it just makes me laugh when I see it. So I went onto the AI image thing, and I put in Scrub Daddy, and I just put make it a musician or whatever. So this is what it spit out. Here are some Scrub Daddies. It's just, I don't know, it's just a strange wordplay. That was my nickname on Juvie. Scrub Daddy. He passes the soap. Okay, we won't get it. Picked up these Turtles reissues. I was very excited to get these ones. More than usual. Not that you would know from all this other crap over here. Like I don't have enough Turtles. But the set of four, we got Casey, Mutagen Man, Rat King, and Slash. They're on the proper cards this time, where it's got the bloody artwork and not the generic placeholder artwork. And you flip it over, it's got the nice bio cards in the corner. They're still not quite the right size on the back, but the front of it looks great. But I've been wanting to get a Mutagen Man for many, many years. I've been trying to buy a secondhand loose one in Australia for at least 5 years. Pretty much every month I've looked on eBay. They're on there, but people want $90, $100, and I'm like, fuck off with that for your broken ass Mutagen Man being chewed up by the dog, missing all the parts. Well, they're $20 in America all fucking day. But then you have to pay $50 or more shipping to get it here. So you need to buy a bulk lot of stuff. So I only collect loose Turtles vintage toys that have got good paint on them. I don't care about the accessories when I'm buying the loose ones. But this reissue, buying all four of these is cheaper than just buying a secondhand loose beaten up Mutagen Man in Australia. So there you go. And that market won't change because some people are idiots on fucking eBay and just sell things for stupid prices, and I just refuse to pay for them. They're not any kind of normal market. Some of the common turtle stuff is like still cheap after all these years because there's so much of it. There's figures that were less common and variants and all that. They'd sell for pricey amounts. But loose stuff, there's heaps of cheap loose stuff. There's millions of bloody units of it around the world. So I don't pay dumb prices from idiots. That's the short story. And it's finally paid off because they've done a decent reissue. And usually they're missing a little bit of paint or it's not quite right. But these ones have turned out pretty good. And I've never had Rat King or Casey on card. Like my Rat King and Casey are just secondhand loose ones that I've got no accessories for. So I may end up buying a second lot of these because I want to keep the open Mutagen Man because he's the last figure I need to basically finish my first three waves or whatever that I've been buying since 1988 where I started. that kind of finishes them up. I still pick up variants of stuff, but my core essential collection is basically complete as far as vintage Turtles, the ones I wanted. And it's not that many figures. It's less than, I don't know, 20 figures or whatever. It's been so many years trying to pick them up secondhand. But yeah, I'm going to put the other guys on the wall, and I may end up buying a second lot of these to open another case, another Rat King, so I can have new ones that have the accessories, and like this golf bag's cool and a Rat King funny cat thing around them. Cleaner than P. Diddy, that's for sure. Yeah, 2 true, says Kiwi. Adding up the shoes. Oh, yeah, I haven't done that. Shoe math. I'll have to make a graphic next week, shoe math via Ninja Turtles plus Zazel, and see what we end up with at the end there. Some kind of angry emoji, maybe. Angry emoji with a beard, like, where's that second shoe, you bastards? So Casey, 2 shoes. They are green, but they look like they're meant to be like sneakers or high tops, kind of like unpainted. I have to compare. I haven't actually looked to see if there's any weird differences on these. There's always missing paint on these real shoes. Musion Man, technically no shoes. One open foot. One is kind of like a mechanical robot-y foot or something. So, but it's shaped like a shoe, so I'll give it to Zazel. It counts as the 1 shoe, 1 no shoe rule. Rat King, while his feet are covered, technically not wearing shoes. All his clothes are like bits of old kind of rags and sacks and stuff, so they're technically not shoes, but they look like shoes, so we'll say 2 shoes. Slash, barefoot all the way. No problems there with the shoe issue, and his feet are, both the Slash's feet are regulation size, both the Casey's feet regulation size, so that's at least 50% happiness for Zazel as far as the shoe, no shoe kerfuffle issue. Hello, Johnny. What's this all about? Just a quick hangout. I've been doing like Monday ones where I kind of just show off whatever I picked up, and then I do like random pictures of like toy photos and silly stuff I've taken and all that. So no particular theme today. Thanks for joining in. Been enjoying your guys' videos lately. Enjoying your theme week on, I can't remember, was it Jurassic Park or Godzilla or both? Either way, giant monster lizard things I remember being the theme. It just came up this week, well, twice now, 2 different came ups. So the giant Kong is 24-inch Kong and 24-inch Godzilla, which is from that most recent Versus movie last year. But that figure's new out like this week, and we got them before America for some reason. I don't know why, because I was talking to mates in America, and they're like, no, we don't have these yet. Not due out for another month there. KOC Daddy. Mermat. Lou Zazel, Lou Filator from Keep On Collecting. A couple of legends there on over that channel. That's it. Thank you, Jurassic Week. Because I got confused. I know I was looking at, just before I come in here, I was looking at the one you put up about an hour ago. And the other day had other stuff up. But yeah, fresh out of the boxes and stuff. Actually, that's still sitting next to me, isn't it? Let's get some 3D, some double vision going now. Special effects here. Whoa. Had to put on the special glasses for that one. So picked up Last Ronin, which is a very average Ninja Turtles comic. It's mainly selling a hell of a lot of merchandise. Writing average, art's good. It's basically like Batman Dark Knight Returns with Ninja Turtles, so nothing new. No intention of buying it, but it was half price. So I went, it's half price, so I guess I'll get it. Ninja Turtles Compendium Volume 3 was a big like omnibus phone book thing. Also sitting there, they won't pick it up in case I bloody hurt myself because it's so heavy. This finishes up most of Volume 1 Mirage, which has been reprinted multiple times by IDW. But this is, the old ones are out of print. Excuse me, I'm burping up the roast meal I just stuffed down half an hour ago. And I've never owned the original. I've read all the Turtle comics pretty much in existence, but I've never owned most of them. I've like read them in libraries or read them on digital, whatever. But I haven't had the previous trades. All went out of print years ago. Now very expensive. I may have bitten off more than I could chew. Oh no, don't take it as it's worth reading, Phil, if you like Turtles and you haven't read this. I'm not trying to put it down. I just frankly I got actually do you know, even the name, I mean, 2 things about this actually go back to the very original Turtles first ever issues, because it was a Kevin Eastman project basically to do Last Ronin. And just remember, the very first Turtle started off as a parody of the Frank Miller's Daredevil and other generic, like, ninja tropes and movies and 80s culture. And also like Miller's style, like Batman, all that kind of stuff of that era. It was like a parody of those things. Basically, it's like Ninja Turtles edgelords sort of thing, in post-apocalyptic techno. What's the word? Technopolis, I'll call it. So it's like where it's like corporations have taken over, all the heroes have lost, all the bad guys are in charge, and all the greedy American like businessmen and villains have all teamed up and taken over America. It's that sort of world we see in these comics. It's still worth a read, Phil. I'm just critical of it because I've read far better Turtles comics, having read like pretty much everything twice since like the day one up to now. And I just know they've done better ones. And I got kind of annoyed last year when there was just a lot of stuff on YouTube. People going, "Oh, this is the best thing ever." I'm like, I think there are people that don't even read Turtles comics, or they don't think anything's been published in the last 20 years. I'm like, no, there's a shitload of Turtles comics been published in the last 20 years. There's a lot of them. There's more than there was in the previous 20 years. But it's worth a read. I just when I picked it up and read the first issues last year, straight away in the first page, I'm like, oh, they're just doing Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller, which is fine because Kevin Eastman likes that sort of stuff, and it's like when you go to like the live action movies of Superman, and like Zack Snyder likes certain DC stuff and doesn't really understand Superman, whereas this is different because you got actual guy who co-created the two was working on it. So it's another separate continuity. It's its own story. It's already got 2 sequels, actually 3, because they've done 2 miniseries that came after this, which I actually enjoyed more than that book itself. They were more interesting. There's a whole other generation of future Turtles that come up in the follow-up to that story. So that's like the next volume. It's actually quite interesting. Whereas this one, I was just lukewarm on it. It was okay. Zazel hasn't read the first Ronin. Yeah, Frank Miller also did a book back in the 80s called Ronin, which is where the fucking title comes from. I mean, it is a generic thing if you watch like Samurai Cinema or Yojimbo and that sort of stuff. It's a very generic thing, but as far as like the influences on Kevin Eastman, it's like Daredevil, Batman, and then Frank Miller did Ronin, which was an original graphic novel in the 80s and quite good, definitely worth reading. So some silly toy photos here for my off-topic thing. We've got Anchorman riding a bloody T-Rex. The green one is the Leonard T-Rex, which I got years back. I picked up the red version of that just last year at like Toy Mate, 6 months ago at Toy Mate. And the other one is a Mattel T-Rex. But I love these little Anchorman figures. They're about 5.5, 6 inch, but they have cloth clothing like you'd get on. It's like having, they're articulated, but it's like having a shrunken down version of the old 12-inch Joes and Action Man dudes. Like the cloth clothing is really, really nice. And you even get like hats for some of the characters and that. But really cool figures. They're way at the tub at the moment. At some point I want to get them back out and do a display again. There's like the 4 guys, and then there's the big one as well. There's a big 13-inch one that's basically Barbie doll Action Man sized, and even comes in a similar kind of Barbie style box. The other big Ron Burgundy and in his like maroon suit. But yeah, I love these figures, man. They're so good, like really good likenesses on the face and just really good quality figures. I didn't know existed until I picked them up last year on sale somewhere on a website. They were old stock. They've been out for years. Never heard of them. Never saw a review or nothing. Yeah, Anchor Rider's pretty much what I'm going for there. It's like the that crazy fight scene in the movies just escalated and keeps escalating. Now they've got dinosaurs. And unfortunately, when there's dinosaurs, more are bound to turn up. Here, this is that Tarantino from, is it Planet Terror? I think it was Planet Terror. Rodriguez did the Grindhouse double bill with like Death Proof and that. But that's that Tarantino figure with a bunch of raptors that are like chasing them. And it's like, run away, run away. And the Brian Fantana has like the funniest face by far. I mean, look at it. It's a bit bright there. Yeah, I had these on the shelf like last year or so. I mean, this is one of the shelves I just kind of rotate every few months and put something different on. But I'll just jump back a minute. I'd love his face because you see, I used him in the thumbnail. Check out that face. I mean, the only downside is he always permanently has that screaming face, but it's too funny not to enjoy it. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, oh man, wacky figure. And there he's holding Mikey's nunchucks. The photo I took for that was an old one. You can't see his leg, but I had him doing like a big kung fu kick with one leg, like kicking up. And I had him kicking it was like a Dragon Ball or a ninja character or something like that. But yeah, this one, it's like the captions got a bit like, "Damn, Ron, what did you eat last night?" It's like, something gone. Somebody's eaten the wrong thing, or something's gone wrong here. I can't say what exactly. But Ron's got a gas mask on, and there's like sharks stuck to the toilet. Just a bad situation all around. Bit of local news from another Kiwi here. Phil, I love toys. And rumour is that a few other people also indulge and do enjoy toys around here. That's probably comment of the day, I think. Rex Panther. Yeah, what else? Other nonsense we got in here. Oh, yeah, here's a shot I did a few months back. I took my big Brachiosaurus. Here we go, Jurassic Park theme week. Brachio out the back in the garden to get some shots. And this little vehicle is, I think that was like a Fortnite golf caddy or something. I've never had anything from that line. I just saw it up at the shops one day. I went, oh, that's a cool little vehicle. And I've got it with little Bluey figures, which Bluey are very small. Like, here's, what do we got here? Let's go HBK. Here's HBK Shawn Michaels. He's a standard 6 or 6 and a bit Mattel. That's a little Bluey figure. So that's how small they are, just for scale, that they're in that vehicle. And I thought they look kind of cool to kind of reenact that one of those opening scenes in Jurassic Park where we had another Kiwi fella, old Sam Neill, when they get out of the Explorer vehicle and they look up and they see the Brachios like standing up on their back legs to eat the leaves. I remember watching that at the cinema and it was just amazing scene. I love toys. Lamp is a close second. It is indeed. But yeah, I really like that this photo turned out kind of cool. Just for a quick one out of the back, just on the sandy garden with the big wild plants going. It's actually an apple tree there, so there's none on it at the moment, but it could have been eating an apple there at a different time of year. And here's a close-up of that Bluey and some raptors, including the blue raptors on top there, and some other various coloured ones. Kind of heap of different ones I've picked up over the years. They've done so many variants and colours, and if I see something that's on a deal or it's going, I try and pick it up. But I've got so many Jurassic Park bloody dinos now. I might do one another time and just kind of show them off like a whole bunch of photos. Might have to get them out again because I've got like 30 or 50 of the bloody things. Like, they're all packed out the back now because I rotated what was on top of the big closet of the stuff. I'm going to measure everything in HBKs. Hey, baby, you like a half of HBK? Poor Bluey. Yeah, he survived. He's still down on the shelf over there. He's doing okay. But yeah, here we got it's another older photo of Transformers stuff. This is Rumble or Frenzy, depending on depending on whether you've read the comics or watched the cartoons or the toys, because they famously switch the names when I wrote them out. So Rumble or Frenzy, take your pick. But yeah, here's like, I've got the chair is a bunch of Energon cubes that a dude I know in Perth printed a few years back. He was just doing like test stuff with his printer, and it's just basically a semi-transparent cube with a kind of gradient pattern on it. But they were quite cool for Energon cubes. I got about 50 of those off of him, so they posted out to me. And one day I was bored and I'm like, what can I do with this? I'm like, I'm going to build them into a chair and put a toy on it, like an Energon throne. And I just used some blue tack to get them to hold together. I took it off afterwards, but I put them together just so I could get it to stay there and take the photo. That turned out kind of cool. Another older one of some Transformers used to be on that shelf there. What's this? Headmaster was my nickname in Juvie. Like, he had a lot of nicknames back then. Jeez. A lot of nicknames. Yeah, I had this set up on there for probably a year or so. This was back a number of years ago when they had the Titans Return line was going big. I was collecting that. And at the same time, I'd picked up a G1 Metroplex, loose and complete, and Scorponok. That Scorponok, I'm proud to say, I'm the second owner of that. Not much mileage on it. Really nice condition. Didn't have his accessories and things, but it has his head. Most importantly, has his little head and headmaster, and has his little guard thing, because those often. But you can buy a Scorponok body cheap, but you'll pay twice the price to get the bloody head that's missing. But I got that from someone in Perth, and the guy I bought it from had it since childhood, and you can tell he looked after it. Like the stickers are still good, and all the gimmicks still work. His arms still move perfectly and everything. So I was really happy. I never expected to own one, to be honest, because they haven't done good reissues of these. They've done reissues of other stuff. Like I've got a reissue Skylynx. I've got a Triptychon on my desk. These guys are just way overdue. Like they're such amazing toys. And the two of my all-time favorites from the G1, the Metroplex is possibly my favorite Transformers toy ever. Never had it as a kid, never saw it as a kid, except for one time in a store in a box. There was always like my favorite design, big cool robot. Always wanted it, never thought I'd own it. One day, about 5 years ago, I was on eBay, $100. And I was like, Metroplex, $100. I'm having that. He has his hands and he had a couple of guns, but the robot all works. He transforms fine. The stickers are reasonable. Chrome on his face intact. It's a really nice shape. But beautiful toy. And I just love that Metroplex so much. Can't believe Blaster didn't originally come with a cassette. No, but originally it was a working radio. So there you go. They pulled out the electronics when he came from being the Diaclone and micro change, because he was a real world sized small thingamy. But yeah, I love seeing all the micro change and Diaclone stuff for Transform. We see all the different colors and cool designs. Like Blaster was like a blue color before in America they made him reddish orange color. The other one on the side there is a Shattered Glass Blaster from one of the third-party companies that makes various stuff. But yeah, they're kind of fun. Here's the Rumble or Frenzy dude on the Engine Throne, and I got a bunch of Sharkticons, and these are just kind of toys I just got at the time. I have Sharkticons, Whiplash from that 2002 line, and Mumra from that, early 2000s Thundercat show. They were just new stuff I'd picked up at the time. Thought would make just for a fun nonsense photo, and some third-party Sharkticons up the back. Picked up a few more of those. They're really nice toys. I've got so many Sharkticons. Eventually I'll rotate and have a Transformers movie shelf or two and show them off, because I haven't had them out at the same time yet, and I've got 20 or 30 Sharkticons now. They just keep piling up. Love the Nors. Yeah, little Nors. There's one I did a heap of photos of these when the old one was new. So you got one of the British flag, one's eating a tank, which is a bootleg, not Micro Machine, whatever the hell the micro things were in the Transformers. My brain's gone to sleep. The things that were not Micro Machines that were in Transformers that were that size, that's what it is, a bootleg. One's eating a hot dog, one's got Mumra's spear hand, another one, I think it's fallen out. I used to have a Spider-Man head from a Toy Biz figure, like a spear one. And I didn't have the figure anymore, and I'd just leave it inside the Nor's head, like that's all that's left of Spider-Man, just his head sticking out of there. Some changeables, or whatever they call those McDonald's Transformers. It's a tank. Yeah, it's a tank. It's a bootleg tank. Get your boots on, your boots and your legs. I love those old changeables, or whatever they were. I used to have some as a kid, and I think most of them got lost, and I think one I still had. I think it was that Big Mac one or whatever. And then last year or so, I picked up some secondhand ones out of a collector's group. There was a guy who was like regularly getting quite a few of these and passing them on to other people, for reasonable prices. So the day I had these out of the mail and took a photo with the McDonald's bag there, which was a new bag from, just up the road or whatever. But yeah, they're really cool toys, those changeable ones. They've done heap of different ones too. Depending on if you're in America or Australia, there was ones that had different colours and different variants in it. There's quite a few of them. A fish tank. Lots of Nors. Is that a Whiplash? Yeah, that's the 2002 Whiplash on the left there. He has that tail. You spin his waist and he has that tail gimmick. I was starting to buy those figures a few years ago. I had maybe half a dozen. I had the Beastman, I think I had the Merman, Stratus, and then they started the Origins line. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm be buying the Origins line now because the 2002 ones, the prices were going up and it wasn't that easy to get them in Perth at least. Looks like a mockery of justice. It is a fish tank or a tank. I think it's just a tank. Just a tank. Volcano, green, lava, orange. So if I click the YouTube one, it might show me what does that mean? Oh, yeah. It's a symbol. I don't know why it does that in the stream mode. It turns it into literal descriptions when it doesn't show the icon to me. So you're like, what? This one, I got a little, it's from one of those kiddie line transformers. This one, you've got like 3-step transformers, 1-step. This is technically a 0-step transformer. It's a really cool design. It's done like a little Penny Racer style, which is another nod back to the early old Takara toys. This is from that Rescue Bots line. So it's like Super Chibi Prime. He's like Penny Racer style. And to transform, all you do is just tilt him. Like if you pick him up from a car and stand him up, his arms automatically come out and just angle back. And that's basically, and the head tilts up. It's a really cool mechanism design. And it rolls really good too. But yeah, and the big robot thing is called a Tobot from Korea. It's one of the transforming lines they have there. That one's actually a combiner of about 3 vehicles, but the vehicles don't have robot mods, so they just turn into one big robot. And there used to be a thing, there's like a phenomenon on Transformers forums of people that have become adults and had Transformers as a kid, never seen them or touched them since, and they get out Optimus again. They're like, man, I thought this was bigger. Why is it? No, the person's gotten bigger. The toy's the same size. But yeah, I've seen that so many times, hearing about people going, oh, I thought this toy was bigger. And it's like, but no, so I had to do this nonsense photo. And I've got even the tape measure is actually a micro size tape measure. It's like it's that size. It's only about 20-inch, only about 20-inch tape measure. That's what she said. Actually, and it's a micro version of like ones that you get like at hardware stores and Bunnings here, that whatever that brand is. And I actually found that in the park one day when I was walking, and it was perfectly good. I went, "That's coming home with me." And I just leave it sitting around the desk if I need to. I rarely use it, but if I need to measure something, or if I'm putting it on eBay and I'm not quite sure, I can say this is 6-inch figure or 12-inch figure or whatever. It's quite handy. Yeah, that's the type Zazzle uses. It's got a bunch of them. And now, if there's anyone, does anyone understand what's going on here? Why is there a figure in the freezer? Because this is the brother of Frieza, but this guy is cooler from Dragon Ball Z. He's much, much cooler. So sorry, Frieza, you're not very cool anymore around these parts. Yeah, I had to do that. I don't know. Before I opened that figure, I was just like, I've got to take the stupid photo and put it in the freezer. Oh, yeah, another bit of random news. Ice, maybe. Cool dude gets brain freeze. I've seen that guy before, Snowy Man. He looks quite familiar. I think Phil knows who he is. I forget the name of this guy. And a couple of random photos of old Dragon Ball. There's like Jack-specific characters. I've got 30 or 40 of these figures. I think this is like the first line where I bought the most figures in one line, and because they were cheap. They used to be at Kmart in the early 2000s. And I'd go on and buy one, buy two, go back, and then they kept releasing more and more, and I'd buy some more. And I had some money, and I was able to get some more of them. And one day I remember going to Kmart, and there was just like a whole heap of new ones. And I'm like, I've got one, got another one. I did that thing where you got like a big stack, and you're trying to balance them against your chest, walking up, and you just keep dropping them everywhere. And the aisle was like a complete idiot because the plastic's so slippery and it just goes everywhere. And I went, how am I going to get these to the counter? And I'm like, because I'm used to always carrying bags and holding things. I rarely use a trolley for anything. And I went, I'm going to need a fucking trolley. So I had to put them down, and I kind of stashed them one side, like that paranoid way, like no one touched these. I'm coming back. These are mine. Don't touch them. When I got a trolley, came back, and I put them all in the trolley, and then I'm like, well, I guess I better get the rest of them. I'm like, recreate one of those like fun prize things, like you see that from the 80s, like some kid at True running the aisle going, yeah, prize, get all the things. That was only feeling I ever had like that, of getting a trolley, because there was just so many figures to buy. One day I just had to get the trolley to get them all in there. But yeah, the Jakks Pacific Dragon Ball figures, it was a really good line. Like, I was fortunate to get most of the ones I wanted over several years, and a couple of few years later. And they're really, really beautiful sculpts, good quality, and like they've done some modern ones. I mean, there's done lots of modern ones. The import Japanese ones are very fancy and expensive. But Bandai America also does a line which is fairly dog shit, which is the ones on the bottom of the screen here. And I've got a few of those because they were cheap and I bought them. So there's my confession. Like, they're terrible figures. Please don't buy them. But yeah, I had quite a few. I had them set up on the shelf for a good year or so. And the day I put them up was really fun because I'd had those in storage for at least 15 years. And I'd never had them on display just because I'd moved and share house. I kept buying them, but I had nowhere to put them, like literally nothing. I didn't have a single shelf or anything. I used to be sleeping on a bloody mattress on the floor for a number of years when I was share housing and all that. But yeah, I kept squirreling them away. And it was really cool one day to spend like an hour or two setting them all up and putting them all on in one nice shelf. And I kept them up for about a good 6-12 months before I switched them out to something else and that. Because you can never fit everything. Like if I had more space and shelves, I could have my Spider-Man section, my X-Men section, or I could have my Jurassic Parks and my Kaiju monsters, have my Dragon Ball and my Turtles and my He-Man and my Transformers. But you know, I need like at least a shelf per each line, pretty much, just for Turtles. Shelves, otherwise I can't fit everything. And the corner on the side here, this is the corner right next to me to my right. Oh, there we go. Finger on camera is more helpful. It's got the Amazing Fantasy 15 cover, which is a big frame poster on light with glass on the front that my missus gifted to me when I moved over here. And I didn't, when she gifted me that, I didn't know the room was empty. That was the first thing in this room. I came in one day and it was mounted on the wall, and I was like, whoa. Like, that was before I even had the computer set up in here, or the shelves or anything. And it just used to be all books on the shelves over there. And in that corner, I just had some Titan stuff where I had Scorponok, the big modern one, Giant Megatron, Giant's bloody Trypticon. 2 Trypticons there, actually, both together. Yeah, it's always an issue. I wish I could have a room. I mean, every collector will say this. I'm like, I want more room. I want more. But logistically, I've worked out if I went, let's say I bought no toys ever from this day forward, and I just had what I had here, which is not even half of it. The room, I've got a room out the back. It's just filled to the ceiling with tubs. But if I could put everything out that I wanted to at once, probably double the size of this. Is only a very small bedroom, but if it was double the size of this room, just exactly double, then I could fit 4 times as much stuff. And I've worked it out because I used to work in warehouses, and I've seen a lot of different shelving options and racks and shit. These are just shitty IKEA sawdust shelves. I kind of hate them, but they're cheap, so that's why I got them. And they fit in the room. And they're like, just the right height where I can get a fair amount in there. But if I double the size, I could have everything out I wanted to at the same time, and then like leave them out as permanent displays and not have to shuffle them all the time. But I would like to keep at least one little section that I can rotate with kind of whatever else that's fun just to muck around with, and also have something that's a good height to take a photo and that sort of thing. But yeah, if I have double the size, because I've looked at people's collections from lots of different stuff over the years, like from bloody G.I. Joe, Masters, Turtles, Transformers, all the usual bloody suspects. I've seen extensive photos from people's collections and forums over the years. Some people have their whole house. Some people have an entire basement underground in America. Some people have nearly their own private bloody museum of stuff. And I'm like, I don't want anything that size. Just double this would be perfect for me. And I've still got some framed pictures I want to get on the other side of the wall, which is actually the entry to the house. And I have permission from my missus to do that, but I haven't got around to doing it. One's a Stone Cold poster. Another thing's a Turtles thing. And the other one I don't have, but I tried to buy, as I want to put a framed Rocky poster, like the black and white, where he's doing he's like doing the cheerful run up when he runs up the stairs and he's standing like putting his arm up. They used to have up the shops, but then they tried to buy the framed glass poster, same as that Spider-Man one, and it was a display model, and the idiots that done display permanently drilled through the metal frame and mounted it to the ground stand so you couldn't remove it or do anything with it. It's just idiotic. So that's why I don't have the Rocky. So, but I'll better get another one because there's a few around. Just close up some of these Dragon Balls, showing off. Been to the Saiyan salon, showing off all these crazy hairstyles in different colors. I've watched all of the Dragon Ball shows over the year, from the original one to Z, which is a continuation. In Japan, it's just called Dragon Ball. And then I had GT and Super, and they've got some other spin-off nonsense ones that are based on the video games and that. But I've watched just about all of them twice, which is like well over 1,050, I don't know, like 1,500 episodes or something like that. It's over 1,000 episodes anyway, when you add up all the different shows. Quite a few. These are these modern Bandai USA figures that quality is just terrible. Like the joints and the where the legs attach into the like groin and like hips and all that is just really dodgy, really bad. They're always loose and they shake around. I tightened some up with some super glue or clear nail polish, and still they're just terrible figures. They look okay. They've got good likenesses and sculpt. Some of them got better, but the quality of them is terrible, and they pose terrible as well. The articulation is just really bad. Yeah, Z was the end of it for a number of years, and then did the sequel about 10 years later called Dragon Ball Super in manga form and what do you call it, as an animation. So I've watched all the animation, and the Dragon Ball Super is still going now as a manga, even though Toriyama's died, because the guy who writes and does it was his sort of apprentice guy that worked with him. So he's been doing it for several years, and it will be winding up, but that's up to, it's only about 15 volumes or so on the manga. They're cheap, so I bought all of them. It's only it's only new manga series I've ever bought. Any other comics or stuff I bought is 10, 20 years old. But yeah, another close-up of the Jack's Dragon Ball figures. Well, the big lady one is a different line, but the rest of these are old ones, random Pokemon Mewtwo in there. But yeah, they're pretty cool figures, and that's a further out view of where they were. So this is the same shelf over here. It's still Decepticons up there. Now I've got modern Beast Wars where those Dragon Ball were. Shows you how packed in they were, because there was a lot of figures, and there was like 30 or 40. But I managed to get them all in so you could actually see them when you got up close to it without being anyone hidden. And the ones I couldn't fit on the shelf, I hung some in between the shelves. Some have fallen down, some are still there, like Cooler and Piccolo still hanging out there. Some other good Cell way up there, just hanging out with fishing line and a bit of a hook or a screw in between where the two shelves meet. I just put it in there, hung it on that, and then hung them like they're doing like a mid-air battle pose. I was quite happy with that, and they shine up kind of nice in the light because they're very bright, vibrant figures. Some random DC stuff. Yeah, it's cool, but it's unfortunately it's another bootleg because they never made them in that size. They made a Titan scale one, which I have, and then the bootleg is a downscale of that because so many people wanted one that would fit with the scale there. Like behind me now, he's still up there, but I've got Motormaster and Bruticus off to the side in the same scale as him. So he's fine as long as you don't touch him. But don't mess with him where he might break. Some DC stuff I picked up on clearance last year from JB Hi-Fi. JB Hi-Fi had McFarlane toys for about a year, and they had heaps of them everywhere, but they weren't selling. And then they got clearance. And then they got double clearance at the end of the year. Stuff that went from, I don't know, $40 to $20. Some that went down to $10 a lot. And some of the giant size figures, oversized ones that were like 60 or 70 got marked down to 30. So I picked up a couple of them. But yeah, I got quite a few of these now, and I did have them on the shelf for a while, but end up rotating them out again. And I do like a lot of the figures, but if they weren't cheap, I wouldn't have bought them. I think the older Mattel stuff's still better than most of the McFarlane figures, although this one was quite nice from the Harley Quinn, I don't know, the Solo movie or the second movie, Suicide, one of the very stupid movies that they put out. But this figure was really nice in the gold, kind of like disco outfit. It's a very cool figure. And the roller skates were a nice touch as well. Same Harley hanging out with King Shark and the Suicide Squad on the desk for a while there. King Shark Builder figure was really nice, cool figure. Some older Mattel figure here. There's the Two-Face and McFarlane Batman Who Laughs, and then the guy on the right is one of those Fortnite figures, but I think it was McFarlane. I get confused because McFarlane's done it. The other company, I think Jazzwares, did the small kind of Joe scale Fortnites, and then Hasbro took it over doing the larger ones. So I think that's a McFarlane one because he's nearly 7-inch or so. And I bought several guys of that, have different clubs, club, heart, diamond, whatever, for the head. I use them just as generic goons, and I kind of put like Joker and that on the shelf. Some more older Mattel ones here. Got Mr. Freeze, but they're all from different lines. So every one of those is from a different line, and it doesn't match up with anything else. Different scales, years apart. Arkham ones, Batman 66, Penguin, and Riddler. That was the Mattel one before the McFarlane took it over and that. But they're all not bad figures, and they're all ones I kind of picked up cheap. So I'm just like, if they don't match, who gives a fuck? It is cheap figures, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, shampoo bottle Batman, Mr. Freeze. That one was quite nice with the removable helmet when they started putting some actual elbows and knees in those shampoo bottle 12-inch figures. It turned out quite nice. And we've got the Gladiator Hulk with Wonder Woman, bit of a power couple. Some other Mattel stuff that's like Wonder Woman from Dark Knight Strikes Back, which is the second Dark Knight Frank Miller one. And she has like an more older style Greek thing, like the helmet thing with the nose bit down there. Grim Reaper and Batman in his kind of 70s, early 80s look. KG Beast. I love KG Beast as a cool character. Did a talk with Wilhelm last year on the KG Beast storyline with Batman. I've got to do another Batman talk with him. But the next thing we're going to be doing is actually this background here, Joe Transformers. We'll do it sometime the next week or two. Hang out with Wilhelm and do a talk on that. Batman versus Venom with a bunch of symbiotes in the background. It was a Marvel Legends shelf at the time where I was getting more symbiotes and started putting them all on there. Took a random photo of Batman one day because he's wearing a half black costume and it looks cool, so why not? And winding up, got a big mysterious dinosaur thing with the glowing red eye. Grimlock, movie Grimlock, like Transformers 4, Age of Extinction, terrible movie. There was some fun dinosaur designs, but the movie is so bad. They didn't even turn up to like the end of the movie. Watched it one day and was bored at home, and I'm like, "Where's the fucking dinosaurs?" I'm just like, "Fast forward, let's get to it." It's like 3 hours of shit, and then a little bit at the end. It's like, I just want to see Grimlock. Come on. I'm wasting my time with this bootleg movie for. I'm glad I didn't pay for it and go to the cinema to see it. But yeah, really cool toy. This one is another bootleg, oversized. I can't say exactly how big it is because he's in length. He's Godzilla size, basically. He's absolutely massive. The original toy was a leader class one. This one is 3-4 times the size of it, and the price was really good. It's a massive, massive figure. Like, it's nearly long as my bloody arm. Actually, it's still sitting over here. Hang on. Let's see. Let's see how big it actually is. Oh, God, it's covered in dust. Disgusting dust. Now, it's so big, I probably can't actually get it on camera. But from bloody tail to head and everything in between. I mean, look, if I put my arm like this, that's how big it is. It's fucking ridiculous. It's got an amazing face on it and the jaw. The batteries, I'm sure, are worn down by now, but it lights up. And it does transform. It does transform, as you can see in this image here. He's the one in the back on the right, the big grey one. That's this toy. And the one in the foreground is the one they bootlegged, the leader class one that I sold when I got this giant one. The one in the bottom right is the masterpiece one, which is not a small toy. Each of those is bigger than them. And the way up the back is a very simple form of that green Grimlock based on the movie design again. That one I got real cheap one day at Kmart or Target or something. Didn't really want it, but it was so cheap. I think it's like a $60, $70 figure down to about $20. I'm like, I'm having that. And the dinosaur mode's quite nice on it too. It's got a handle. You just auto transforms into like another version of this crazy thing. But yeah, that's about it for today's hangout. Showing off some pictures of various toys. Might do. Oh, the good news is I found my photos. I took some photos of my wrestling, like non-fiction wrestling biography collection so far a few weeks ago, and then I couldn't find the damn photo. I found them again, so now I can build that show for next week and have another theme one. So today's one was like, off topic. Truckosaurus lives one night only. Springfield. Yeah, when I saw this, got this toy in hand, I got a real Truckosaurus vibe from it, from like The Simpsons. And that's a little and that photo is a Batmobile. That's, I don't know who made it, Hot Wheels or the other one, Matchbox, one of them. That's a proper nice die-cast car of this normal size. And that gives you another idea of the size of that bloody toy. You could have a die-cast car and it looks that tiny in his hands. I spilled some water on myself again between you and me, but don't tell anyone. Don't need water. If you spill booze, then that's annoying because you paid for that. But water's out of the tap, so that's okay. So we can drink to that. Have you watched McMahon on Netflix yet? I watched a little bit of it. I'm actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go watch it now because I forgot about it. I've had it on my tablet for about a week or so, and I was waiting till it was done and finished. And I listened to the Jim Cornette podcast like pretty much every day. So I've heard the full rundown of what's in all the episodes. And I've also read several books and watched a much bigger documentary that's an audio podcast from Behind the Bastards that goes for about 5 or 6 hours. But it's all the dirt and stuff that they don't talk about in that show. There's a lot more stuff that's not in that show that I've known about for a while. And I knew that would be kind of fairly PC and sanitized being Netflix. But it's still well made and it's entertaining and it's made more for the casual audience, but I'll still watch it because I'm a fucking WrestleManiac. So I was just watching a Four Horsemen documentary before I came in here that it's from early 2000s, but I've never seen it, so I picked up on DVD. So I'll watch any wrestling documentary is the short answer. One episode to go. Brilliant stuff. Looking forward to grabbing another beer. You have to be quick. I might grab it and gone, man. It's gone. It's like the Waco Kid. Watch out. Problem is, this hand, steady as a rock. But that one's my drinking hand. But yeah, that's it for today's one, man. For today's hangout. So thanks to Zazel, or the Zazel Dancer, for checking in and for hanging out in person, offline in real life yesterday in Northbridge. That was bloody awesome. I barely leave the house these days. I mean, I drive, I work in aged care and I drive in the community. I'm just driving all day, every day. So on the weekends, I just don't leave the house except for going for a walk or exercise. So I'm going to go watch some more McMahon Netflix. Maybe they can tie until next week. I'll give you some proper opinions on that because I'm going to do a wrestling themed Monday thing next week. Is it good, Phil? Yeah, it's really well made. It's a professionally well made documentary. It's a whole bunch of talking heads of popular people you know and love. So that it's definitely entertaining, well worth watching. But I'm being a maniac for reading wrestling biographies and getting all the behind the scenes dirt and stuff that you don't see in the mainstream ones. I'm used to, like, I know exactly what to expect when I watch stuff like that. But it's certainly entertaining and worth a watch. Haven't got around to it yet. So we've got one episode to go. Yeah, there was going to be at least another episode, but McMahon, well, they tell you in the first episode that all the allegations and court stuff came out that was became public knowledge because privately shit's been going on for 30 years or more. He's had multiple court cases of multiple allegations of harassment, all kinds of things that he's buried over the years and paid people off. He's paid people off so many times it's beyond the joke. Like, it's become like a thing he's known for. Yeah, we'll have to watch eventually. It's definitely binge worthy, and I'm going to go watch some now. Actually, hang out with my cat Pedro. He'll be hanging out for a run around, and hopefully we'll settle down. We can sit around and watch that because we had a dinner last night. My missus made a dinner, but we're both tired, and we fell asleep and never ate the dinner. So it's sitting there waiting for us today. So I had it when I come home after not eating anything all day. But yeah, that's it for today's hangout. Thanks for checking in, folks. I appreciate it. And next week, I'm going to do a wrestling themed episode, talk about wrestling books, biographies, and I think I'll give my opinions, my my unnecessary, untamed, raw, wild opinions about the big man. Till next time, catch you later.